There we go, chat. Now we have it. We have the things. Through the maelstrom, torn from the heavens, and Cortana. Those who don't know, Cortana is the level 50 paladin sword from Final Fantasy XIV. That more or less looks like this. It is a sword made from stone. It's nowhere near this shiny in the actual game, but god damn, that looks good. 1-3. So we got 1-3 for some reason. 7 and 14. Let's start the Rising Tide DLC, shall we? God, this sword looks so cool. Unmarked. Cid, I should not waste time mincing words. Leviathan's dominant is in need of rescue, and despite my innumerable misgivings about joining hands with an outlaw of the highest disrepute, the dame has assured me that there is none better suited to the task at hand. I dare not reveal more for fear this missive could fall into the wrong hands. But if what little I have penned here has kindled your interest, I bid you journey to the Vale in Northreach and inquire with one Layla. She will surely see you satisfied. Leviathan.
Leviathan the Lost. But why now? After all this time.
Why, what now?
Oh, hi, Jill.
Oh, I'm not sure you'd believe me if I told you.
After all we've been through.
You know, that's fair.
I doubt there's anything that could surprise me at this point.
All right then. Rouse Joshua and meet me in the mess. We'll talk there. I see we're all here.
So, what is it this time?
I'm not sure yet. The letter delivered to my chambers omitted a few crucial details.
Do we know its provenance?
That was one of the details it omitted. But whoever the sender was, it seems the dame held them in high enough regard to point them in our direction.
The dame? Well, she's not one to waste our time. It must be important.
Important might be an understatement. If the letter is to be believed, Leviathan's dominant is in danger. And someone wants us to save him.
Leviathan?
So the Warden of Water has finally returned. What has it been? 100 years?
More. The Lost moniker dates back at least that long. Even our venerable lawsman would not have been so much as a glint in his father's eye when last the mighty serpent brought his crushing waves to bear upon the realm.
But why the gap? I know it can be a few years before a new dominant's born. But over a century?
Should the dominant of Water's bloodline have been severed somehow, it could have prevented a new dominant from awakening.
But if one has awakened now, he couldn't have chosen a worse time. Every nation in the realm has lost its dominant. If word gets out that there is still one to be had, they will stop at nothing to claim it for their own.
And the twins will be at war again, just when humanity most needs to come together. Did the letter say anything else?
Only that if I wish to know more, we must meet in person.
If nothing else, you can be certain it ain't a trap.
Famous last words. I'm coming with you.
As am I.
Thank you. Both of you. And Otto?
Yeah. I'll keep an eye on things here. Didn't fancy coming anyway.
Thank you. I shall leave the Invincible in your capable hands.
You know what's funny, Chad? A lot of people complain about the massive amount of side quests in this game. But I didn't think it was that big of a deal. The Calm! Chasing the task, consideration for the rising tide, dedicated blah blah blah. After accepting the quest, current objectives are displayed on the to-do list. Yeah, okay. Hold up, there was a thing in here. Vivian has a thing.
Back again?
Hi, girlfriend.
How may I help you today? Of course.
Meeting the Echoes. Here's appearing Echoes to follow have been added to the Grand Cast. Same with the Rising Tide.
One must understand one's place in the world. Thus ends today's lesson.
You know, I just realized that I have not used the in-game pause thing to look up information in several playthroughs. I kind of forgot about it, and I just haven't really needed it. I'm glad that it's there.
Looks like you've got thirst.
But enough talk. How about we...
Fancy a peek behind the veil, my lord?
I'm looking for a Layla.
You found one. So, will your friends be joining in? Or just watching?
We're not here for your services. We simply want to talk.
What you do with your time is up to you. The price is still the same.
We're here about the letter.
Oh, sorry. I suppose you'll be wanting to know who wrote it then.
Among other things.
Look, I'm just the messenger here. There's only so much I can tell you.
Specifically?
A location, north of town, on the shore of Isle of Feist Bay. There you'll find a tent and the woman who can answer your questions.
And that's all? Nothing else?
Actually, one thing. There's more than flowers in the meadows these days. So keep that sword of yours to hand.
Does anyone else think it's strange that this woman should prefer to keep to the outskirts of town?
Not if she realizes the value of the information she's party to.
And the danger it puts her in.
And the fact that she's going through all this trouble. Speaks volumes.
Well, the tent is where Layla said it would be.
Yes, but who awaits us inside?
It's empty. Why am I not surprised? A boat. No prizes for guessing who that belongs to. The embers are still warm.
So you're Sid.
But! Sorry.
I suppose I must be. Which means you have me at a disadvantage.
Apologies. I am Shula, tributary of Mysidia, final haven of the Motes of Water.
The Motes of Water.
The very tribe into which it was believed Leviathan's dominant was born. A people notable for their sapphire eyes and ivory hair. Yet that would be impossible, since the tribe famously
Vanished. Was exterminated. Despite the best efforts of both church and state, we are still very much alive. Though we've managed to keep that fact hidden from good Krieger's faithful for over a century.
Along with Leviathan's dominant.
That wave out there. What do you...
Only that it's been there a long time.
Since the fall of Drake's Eye almost a century ago. Some claim the two are connected, but none can speak with any certainty.
So in other words, you know nothing. Not that I'll hold it against you. The wave was raised by Leviathan in an act of rage. Moments before the waters were stayed, and the icon and its dominant bound within.
And you want us to...
Rescue him. Yes. You see, a little bird told me about a certain outlaw with a singular knack for putting unruly dominants in their place. And ours is about as unruly as they get. For years, we've searched for someone who could hold their own against an icon. Someone just like you. So what do you say? Will you help us?
What exactly did your dominant do to warrant this punishment?
What did he do? He committed the greatest crime one of his kind can. He was born.
What?
But he
Explain,
deserves a
please.
better fate than the one my people forced upon him. He deserves to be free.
As do we all. Very well. Far-fetched though your tale may seem, something tells me you speak in earnest. So we will do what we can for your dominant. But first, you will tell us everything you know about him and the means of his imprisonment.
I can do better than that. I can show you. Care to take a trip across the bay? My people await you there.
Lead the way.
right. You might want to hold on to something. We're coming up on the wall, and passing through can take a bit of getting used to.
I don't see any wall.
Of course you don't. That's the point. It's a glamour woven by our ancestors to keep our village hidden from prying eyes. But don't take my word for it. Watch.
That was worse than a slug of Bacchus wine.
Clive, the sky.
It's blue, but how is that possible?
You do know what a glamour is, don't you? Ours just happens to work both ways, and a good thing too. I wouldn't fancy staring at those sickly clouds every day.
A lot of people seem to hate that. Like, not in game, but I'm talking about, like, players seem to hate the fact that they're like, oh man, this game is super pretty. It's just that stupid, ugly purple filter. I'm like, I think it's fine. I just haven't finished it. Honestly, I haven't really noticed it that much.
And that concludes our little voyage.
Welcome to Ebbia's stream. He doesn't really pay attention to a lot of things. Or he just doesn't really care. Oh man, Clive helping Jill out of the skiff. What a gentleman.
It's a long slog to the village, and a hard one. I hope you're up for a climb.
Game accurate weapons. Then you have Clives.
Finally.
What?
Oh, we're only halfway.
You didn't think we'd arrived, did you? The village isn't up here. It's on the other side of the mountain.
Of course it is.
Homecoming.
Watch yourself, Sid. This path can be treacherous. If not for the sheer drop, then for the beasts who prowl it.
Thank you for the warning.
How sheer's a drop?
And please, call me Clive. Sid is an alias.
You will be pleased to learn, Lady Shula, that I have no such aliases.
Is that so, Lord Margrace?
It's all the same to me.
Party banter. This is what I was missing in the game. Game pretty.
I was wondering when they'd pick up our scent.
Stand back. We'll handle this.
Oh, will you now? Shall I keep my axe and spells to myself then?
Level up! Yay, I hit level 50.
Earlier you mentioned spells, yet I see you carry no crystals.
Since when did a bearer ever need crystals?
But then, where is your brand?
Waiting for me in Sunbreck? if I ever get careless.
Then it's in for a long wait.
Yeah, they kind of have bigger. Northern Wolf.
We're almost at the summit. From there, you'll have a better view of our home. Few have ever set eyes on what I'm about to show you. Just so you know.
This is not what I expected.
Welcome, my friends, to Mysidia.
Mysidia's theme from before goes off of my head. Pretty. Look at all the life and greenery. This is a giant
It's
wave.
been a long time since I saw the North looking so
Alive. How
I'm
is-
sure you have plenty of questions, but it's been a long journey, and I expect we could all do with a rest. Our humble village is only a short way from here, if you'd care to accompany me. Let's get ourselves in front of a fire, and I'll tell you everything you need to know.
It's beautiful, Shula.
And we aim to keep it that way.
I don't blame you.
Are
Boy.
those stones glowing?
That's one of the cairns which maintain the glamour. Steer well clear.
If the surge was an act of rage,
One wonders what prompted it.
So Leviathan is inside that wave. Due to committing the crime of being born. Which sucks. What just happened? Reflection of Fire, Phoenix Shift.
Could we not have spared ourselves the mountain crossing by landing further north?
In clear view of the bay?
Yeah, that makes sense. I want to know what's down here. This game is so pretty. I guess I just got used to the purple because they're pretty. I'm a simple guy. By the way, chat, I'd like to say something. There's one thing that's not talked enough about FF16, and that is two things. One, it was a full, complete game upon when it was shipped out. When it released. And two, besides the motion blur problem, there hasn't been any bugs. Like, sure, they released some patches, but honestly, I have not encountered a single bug.
On evening tides.
Does morning's light return?
Open the gates! The tributary is home!
Pretty. Haven. Oh no, I remember what happened to the last time I went to a place named Haven. It got destroyed by Corypheus. And before that, I slaughtered everybody that lived there. Haven's not a good place to live at in Dragon Age.
Outsiders? Well, I never. Look at the size of that dog.
All right now, back to your duties. You'll have to forgive my people their curiosity. We don't get many visitors. Or any, truth be told.
Then we are honored to be the first.
This is quite extraordinary. Like stepping into another world.
So do you believe me now?
You've made it difficult not to, my lady. But how did your people chance to settle here in the north? Unless I am much mistaken, the moats of water long called the coasts of Southern Ash their home. Until Drake's Horn fell and the Blight forced them ever inland, where...
We met our doom, along with our dominant. I see you've read the Gregorian Church's account, but perhaps you'd like to hear ours. That building over there is the Witten Hall. It's where my people gather to discuss matters of import. We can speak more inside, once the place is ready to receive you. It shouldn't take long, but you're welcome to explore the village while I see to things.
Thank you. We'll do just that.
How do you handle keeping the population up? That's my question. That's like, I know it's a weird thing to think about, chat, but it's just... Listen, you have a small village, very small population. How do you get past the inbreeding? Like, do you kidnap people? You just said that you don't get foreigners here.
That one's got a black cape. Do you think he's the leader?
Like, this isn't just for this village either. This goes for every single village. I don't understand. It's a logistical issue. Ugh.
Oh, do you think he bites? Who? The hound? Or his master?
Welcome to Haven. The tributary awaits you within the Witten Hall.
So what do you think of our little haven in the woods? It might not have all the
nice.
comforts of a southern settlement, but at least it's ours.
It's very nice.
There's a lot to be said for that.
Easy, no. We've dedicated our lives to maintaining the glamour that conceals us. Us and Walyas.
This man, Walyas, is he Leviathan's dominant?
That's right. Though he's no man, Walyas is still a baby.
What?
A baby?
Forgive me, but you said that the Dominant and his icon were bound inside the Surge almost a century ago. That would surely make him older still.
It would, if he'd been allowed to age. But the spell robbed the poor bairn of even that.
I'm sorry.
Walyas was the son of my great-grandfather. Leviathan awoke within him almost immediately, but instead of allowing the lad to live out his life as a valued member of the community, my ancestors sought to put his power to other uses. Sadly for them, the Icons sensed their treachery and summoned a wave so large it would have swallowed the entire village if my ancestors hadn't stopped him.
Then it is not the surge that binds the child, but time itself.
Yes.
Forgive me. I'm still not sure I understand.
I'm not surprised. It isn't the easiest thing to explain. Which is why it might be better if I took you to see him. Show you exactly what he has to endure.
That is why we came.
Then let us be off. There's a road that leads north from the village. It'll take us right into the Surge.
Are you bound for the Wave, tributary?
We are, Delina. Have you spread the word about our guests?
I have. Everyone knows to treat them as family.
You shouldn't have any trouble now, but just in case, I would have you accept this symbol of our people.
Oh yes, another badge for my collection. Slap. Slaps onto Clive's
That's
chest.
very kind. I look forward to meeting the family.
The feeling's mutual.
Should the tributary be indisposed, feel free to ask me any questions you might have regarding the village, and I'll do my best to answer.
Thank you. We will.
Then I bid you good tide.
Good tide? Usually it's day, but that's new.
Our storehouse
Oh,
lies
lordy.
across the bridge. If you're short of supplies, you may find what you need there. Though we will have to ask you for recompense, poor as we are.
I do not mind paying you. Alright, so we have side quest!
Sid.
Yes, ma'am.
You're Sid, aren't you? The man the tributary told us about? I wonder if you could help me.
With what exactly?
Oh, nothing too troublesome. Do you know my husband, Pavat? He's the village
Oh.
smith, among other things. Anyway, his name day's not far off, and I wanted to make a gift for him. He's a craftsman, you see, and he's been fretting about running low on the flowers he uses for dye making, so I wondered if you might collect some for me and give them to him.
Would this gift not be better coming from you?
Perhaps, but it can't, for reasons I can't go into. Please, I know it sounds daft, but I'd be ever so grateful.
Alright.
Fine.
You have a
Flowers does your
plus
husband
mark
need?
above your head. That means your quest
Sweet
is
little
important.
blue ones that grow around the fount. Elders' blessings, they're called.
Oh no, that's not far.
We use them to dye our fabrics so we always feel close to water like they are. You don't need to go to the trouble of picking them yourself, though. Just speak to the field hands and ask them to share their harvest with you. 2 basketfuls should be enough for my husband to be getting on with.
2 basketfuls it is.
I'm not arguing. The child must be...
Excuse me. I wonder, might you be able to spare a basket of Elder's blessings? Pavard's wife tasked me with collecting some for her husband, and suggested that I speak to you.
Ah. Werda wants you to bless her better half with the fruits of our labour, does she? Go on then. Give the old fool something to squirm about.
I'm sorry.
Ah, don't worry about it.
I lack
Old
critical
fool Pavard
information,
may be,
please.
But if you come bearing gifts, he's not fool enough to turn you away.
I'm glad to hear it.
I am still lacking information, sir. Please explain. No. What?
The mirrors. My people believe they frighten off trespassing demons by showing them the evil in their hearts. Would you care to take a look?
Ah, welcome to Haven, friend.
Thank you. Forgive my presumptuousness, but the smith's wife has asked me to make her husband a present of some Elder's blessings. 2 basketfuls, to be precise.
Well, I have 1, if that's any help.
It is. I'm much obliged. They really are beautiful.
Aren't they just? Though that's not the only reason they have a special place in our hearts. Legend has it that when our people fled from Ash, the tributary of the time took some seeds with them. And as they wandered high and low across the Twins, he'd plant them wherever they stopped for water. Every elder since has done the same. So when we finally put down roots here in Mysidia, the flowers did too.
Well, that's 2 basketfuls.
Ah! Quick complete.
Time
I don't
to visit
care about
Ballard.
the quick complete. Apparently people complained about that, so they're like, yeah, let's just make it where you can just warp to the quest givers. Like, but I don't... Why? I don't need to do that. I'm happy just walking to them. Hi,
What do you want?
I have a gift of
My wife
flowers
asked
for
me
you,
to bring
sir.
these flowers.
That woman. Come out. I know you're there.
Who? Me?
Would either of you care to explain what's going on?
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to deceive you. It's just, my husband can be a bit standoffish at times, and I thought this might be a good way for the 2 of you to get acquainted. What with you being a swordsman like, and him being the only smith in the village. It'd be a shame if you couldn't turn to him for help.
The only reason he couldn't turn to me for help is because I had my hands full with all the orders you lot dumped on me. I'm pretty much done with them now, though. But, for the record, the tributary said that we were to lend you outsiders our aid, and that's exactly what I was planning to do. With or without my darling wife's meddling. Still, here we are. Acquainted. So, if there's out you need, just bring us the materials, all right?
All right.
All right, then. And tar for the flowers. I was running low.
You use them for dyeing, I hear.
Aye. Crush the petals and it makes a fine and lasting blue. We use it to stain the cloth for our tunics and pennons. Remind us where we come from, like.
As modes of water. Children of the sea.
That's right. The pattern, too, was left by our ancestors. The Ceaseless Rill, it's called. It symbolizes the river of our tribe, with the strength of Leviathan running through it. And no matter how that river has ebbed and flowed, changed its course, the flowers have always been with us, growing on our banks. I should get back to work. If you need something crafting, let me know.
Oh, well. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Wasn't it just?
Reflection of Earth, Titanic block. Oh, wow. So I get region of HP if I block, and it can block from behind me. That's actually really good. Haven Foundry now available. Yay.
Reckon my steel's just as good as any. A good tide to you.
It's like, congrats, you unlocked the forge! Woohoo! I don't need anything, though.
In the blue heavens.
I am stacked on items right now.
Hide when she gets back.
By items, I mean equipment.
Oh, sorry. I was leagues away. How can I help you?
I misread your name as
If you're after
Bilbo
something from the
Billos.
storehouse, it's actually my wife you'll want to talk to. She will have to charge you for the goods, though. Not that we'd fleece you or anything. It's just, you know, needs must.
I have no problems paying you. I have not been wanting money since I started this game.
Down for you for a bit.
Ah, right.
She's got her hands full with the inventory, you see. It should have been my daughter's job, really, but the willful little Rills decided to make herself scarce. The heavens only know where that girl's got to.
If you'd like me to keep an eye out for her.
Oh, no. I couldn't ask that of an outsider. Could I? You wouldn't mind?
Sure. Apparently I need to do this in order to get the store open, so I'll do
She
it.
won't have gone far, will she?
I hope not. But I've scoured the entire village for her and come up empty-handed. Can't help thinking she might have gone on another one of her little adventures.
Ah, a free spirit, is she?
Aye, that she is. Can't get her to sit still, especially once you heard you lot were on your way. Outsiders! You should have seen her little eyes light up. Oh, if she wanted to watch you arrive, she'd have made for the low gate where you first came in. The guard there might have spotted her. Maybe you could ask him. Ruka, her name is.
All right. I'll let you know if I find her. Try not to worry.
Hear me, mine ancestors.
Excuse me. You haven't seen the storekeeper's daughter, have you?
Little Ruka? I have, as it happens. She went out through the gate not long ago.
Out of the village? Alone?
Aye, she does it all the time. There's a path off to the left which leads down to the river. Nice little spot, that. And safe as you like. The beasts of the mountain don't dare come so close to the village. That's where she'll be. Go and have a look if you don't believe me.
I will. This must be the path.
They're not here either.
Hi!
It's you! I've been looking everywhere for you.
You must be Ruka.
You know my name? Can you lot read minds?
No.
Your father asked me to keep an eye out for you. You left without telling him where you were going. He was worried.
But I went to look for you.
Well, now you found me. What do you say we head back to the village and let your father know you're safe?
All right. And on the way home, you can tell me all about the world beyond the wall. I want to know everything.
Everything might be a stretch.
Just see Jill in the background thinking he's so good for kids. Oh.
Thank you for bringing her home. And sorry for the trouble.
Oh, no. It was a pleasure.
Daddy, did you know that there are villages 10 times as big as Haven in the outside world? 10 times! Cities, they call them. And in these cities, they have great big walls and towers and castles.
Oh, to think I was worried. You can tell me all about the outside world later, Sweet Pea. Now go and help your mum with the stores.
All right.
How do you have an economy in this small village?
Thanks for putting up with her questions. She, has a lot of them.
I have so many questions on how this village
What are the
works.
people beyond the wall like? Reckon you've made a good first impression.
Are we the only one she's ever met?
That you are. The rest of the world can't know we're here, so we'll have to be very careful who we're letting in and out. A few of us might make the occasional trip to shore for supplies, but for the most part, we'll make do with what we've got, including what the old Northerners left us.
Yes. You built on top of the old ruins, didn't you?
Well, they make for fine foundations. Their masons clearly knew what they were doing. That's one thing we don't have to worry about. Oh, it's everything else that's the problem. Medicines, metals for tool making, anything like that. We have to dress up as traveling merchants and make a trip to the outside and pray to every cloud in the heavens that nobody sees through us.
Which explains why you need Gil.
Aye. And now Ruka's back, my wife should be free to assist you with any potential purchases. So please, do make good use of our stores, because we fully intend to make good use of your coin.
I'll be sure to keep my purse strings loose.
After what I had to go through with Omega, trust me, I will be buying things. Asia's tallow. Render for the fat of boar or bison, or in the case of Basidia, chocobo or ibex, tallow is widely used in the manufacture of foul-smelling candles and oily soaps. Blacksmiths have also been known to employ the substance in the final stages of polishing steel. This particular sample appears to have been affected by a surfeit of ether, which has somehow slowed its degradation process, allowing it to maintain both its vibrancy and viscosity despite having been left untouched for several decades. Ugh. Haven stores now available. Woo!
Thanks for bringing me daughter back. I don't grudge her looking for adventure, but she's got to pull her weight like the rest of us. Anyway, now we've got the inventory done, I can attend to my own tasks, like seeing to our visitors' needs. So, was the route you wanted? This is all we have.
Minwu Waistcloth. I know who that is. This is a dye made from flowers known as Elder's Blessings, grown in Mysidia. Not only get the motes of water's coating its vibrant blue hue, but the ethereal residue attributed to an ancient spell cast upon the land somehow increases the dye's permanence, which in turn renders the cloth applied thereto more resistant to buff damage from external forces and natural degradation. A heart, while a fine place for fancy, is nowhere to hide your purse. Yeah, I know who Minwu is.
Well, if you're sure you need it.
Minwu Armring. Upon their 16th name day, every mote of water is fitted with a hand-carved wooden torque that they will keep for the rest of their lives. A vestige of their tribe's long years of wandering following the fall of Drake's Horn, in which the loss of members was commonplace. The ring represents a singular bond between the motes that transcends both physical and spiritual distance. Know that even should you walk abyss, our hands will guide you home.
Here you are. Then I bid you good tide.
Alright, now I'm jacked on the equipment.
What do you think the tributary sees in those outsiders?
How long do you think this bridge has been stuck?
How long? Yes.
Suddenly, there were curves everywhere, look.
Did you hear that, girl? You're going harder today.
If you don't mind, Amanda, I'm in a hurry. Off to the surge, are you? Well, just you stay close to the tributary. We don't want you getting lost in the forest.
Tributary is basically a type of water thing involving rivers. That's the name of their leader? Question mark? I see what you did.
There's a pair of ships just up ahead.
Ships? But are we not still leagues from the shore?
The surge is due east, past the second galley.
Shula, how did these ships come to be here?
What do you imagine happens when an icon of water gets angry?
Really, brother, did you have to ask?
Oh, Joshua, you kind of asked. Tonberries! Oh no! It's time, chat.
Tonberries. Foul creatures consumed by their hatred for everyone and everything.
Everything, save sharp knives, it seems.
They are definitely not as cute as past iterations.
I can smell the sea.
It's not far now.
Ooh, wow.
How will we reach the surge?
We'll follow the coastline north. There's a bridge that'll take us across to the cape.
Oh. Oh, we'll get there eventually, chat. Hey, there we go. Oh god, he had me against the rock. Down goes the turtle.
Might I inquire about the Ray of Light?
It's what prevents the surge from being reclaimed by the sea. And Dwalius by his people.
You said before that the child is bound within the surge. But you've yet to tell us how we're meant to reach him. I trust we won't have to hold our breath.
No. The surge wraps around the cape without engulfing it. If we continue to its tip, there is a path down to the seabed. And the wave's origin.
All right. It won't be the first dominant we've met at the bottom of the ocean.
What? Yeah, that would cleave the ocean in two. What? Yeah. How is that possible, Odin? Ooh. I don't like time travel, but I love when time is stopped.
It's not much further now.
The path seems well kept. Do you and the villagers often come this way?
Only me. Once every new moon without fail. It is my duty both as village elder and Walyus's descendant.
Also, she is the leader.
But surely no one blames you for what happened. Why should you bear the responsibility alone?
You misunderstand. I do it because I want to. To show him that he isn't alone, and that there are still some of us who would see an end to his suffering. Suffering you will soon witness with your own eyes. The forest grows quickly here. Left unattended, the path would be reclaimed in a matter of moons.
Does the light point the way to the child?
It does indeed.
Alright, chat. I actually gotta use the bathroom. 1 second. Oh, hey, Caravan, if you have Netflix, One Piece Red is on there now. If you haven't watched it yet, definitely recommend. Both movement speed and distance. Ooh. Yeah, but that's just a dash forward that doesn't work in mid-air.
Suspended in mid-air.
I definitely prefer
Where they
Shiva's.
have remained untouched by time for 80 summers.
It's not right.
No. It's not.
There. Up ahead.
I was at my parents' place because I needed to take care of the cats. That's why the stream was a bit late. But I watched episode 1 of the first season of Overlord on Netflix in English because Chris Guerrero does great as Ainz, and Just Albedo.
Down in the center. Follow me.
Who's Suleta's mom in the English dubbed? Of which from Mercury and Aura is also Suleta's. Wow, you were not kidding when you said it was a baby.
He's still primed.
I'll never forget my first priming. The fear.
I know, I was there. I nearly killed
I was
you.
old enough to understand what was happening. One can only imagine how this poor child felt.
He is the victim of an unforgivable sin. Committed by people who saw him as nothing but a means to an end. He must be so frightened.
Then I'll ease his burden.
You don't mean?
I'm not going to hurt him. Contrary to the tales, I don't go around killing dominants for no reason.
I'm going to take his
What if
power.
I told you there was a way to remove Wallace's icon?
I tell you, you were a madman.
It's hard to believe, I know. But it can be done.
I don't know the full process.
No, it isn't without its risks. Part of the icon remains no matter what.
So, it might still come to violence.
I don't know. It depends on the dominant. I've seen things end well, and
Jill.
I've seen things spiral out of control.
Benedicta and Hugo.
But I do know one thing. If we turn our backs on this child, there will be no end to his suffering. And I think that a worse fate than the alternative. Don't you?
Very well. Do what you must. And whatever happens, I will own the consequences.
Don't be afraid, little one. Let me bear the weight.
By the way, heads up, this will not change the ending to FF16. Clive. Joshua, no, I'm weak to water.
Hush now. It's going to be all right.
Is it done?
Hang on, I need to collapse first. I'm fine. Oh, there it is.
I think so.
Bam.
I can feel the icon inside me. But something's wrong.
We gotta test out our new abilities, right, Clive?
He wasn't just afraid. He was angry.
Well, yeah.
Right. Let's see what you've given me.
The power of water. That has claimed a portion of the icon Leviathan's essence. Leviathan's feats. Serpent's Cry can be used to summon Clive's off arm, a sea-spitting serpent capable of dealing precision strikes to music great distances. Pushing square in this state will unleash Tidal Torrent, multiple bursts of water. Pushing triangle would be Tidal Stream. Tidal Gauge, using these attacks to deplete your Tidal Gauge. Ammunition. You feel quicker by pushing by pressing R1. Eliminate precision dodge. Ooh.
Is that Leviathan?
No, just an enemy, but a formidable adversary nonetheless.
Oh, look. It has friends.
Alright, what do you guys think, chat? It's going to take some getting used to. Tide Slinger. Heck yeah. Looks like Gunner class. That was actually their intent. They wanted a icon ability where they could focus more on ranged and magic. Aqueous orb has been noted that in some early texts our forebears would oftentimes refer to crystals as orbs, capitalized orb. And while the use of all capital letters, why? Why did you put that in there? And while the use of all capital letters to this day cannot be satisfactorily explained, the term itself is most likely one scholar's interpretation of text transcribed from a much older language. This pale blue fragment, taken from the body of the Agi Pericos, however, is indeed an orb, and while not flawless and teeming with the wild whirls and eddies of pure life energy, by no means does it warrant rendering in the uppercase. God dang it. Freaking Koji. Yeah, Leviathan takes some getting used to, but I don't mind it.
He seems calmer now.
You said Walius was frozen in time. But he knew we were here. How?
I don't know. He's never reacted to anything or anyone. Until now.
The child has been bound for nigh on a century. If he has been conscious from the first, we must remove the seal at once.
It's not that simple. I wish it were, but... there's more to this tale. It would be better if I explained back at the village.
I see. Then let's return before it gets dark.
Good news is this is an FF15 where bad things come out at night.
I'm sorry, Walius. I will make this right.
flow. Now I'm sad. Sad at that achievement. I can't tell you why, but I'm sad at it.
Part of Leviathan is inside you now, is it? Does it hurt?
Well, I didn't collapse this time, so that's new.
Not anymore, anyway.
Good. Because I still have need of your strength. If you want to know the rest, we should head to the Witten Hall.
Of course.
So, oh, there it is. Hey, all of it's complete. Whoop! That's not what I wanted. Tsunami. Abyssal Tear. Rip open a slowly expanding gateway to the murky depths of the sea, and when the timing is right, summon forth an abyssal storm that hones in on nearby enemies. Huh. Interesting. Huh. Interesting. Yes, Icon. Oh, yes, I can. God dang it! Surf through the attack? Yeah, kinda, huh? Oop, wait. I'm gonna replace Bahamut with Leviathan.
Look there! The tree's back!
Bastard things.
Yes?
Tide Strike. Surge to the tide, of water rising as if it were some mighty whale stranding itself upon the shore. Sure.
I'd like to see another smith do better.
I'll equip it? Ooh, that pretty. That's nice. But I'm gonna put my Omega Sword back on.
No sign of the child.
You don't think he's...
To understand the spell which binds Walius, you must first know who we are. and what drove my forebears to commit such an atrocity.
Story time!
This tapestry
is our story, the one that brought us here. After generations of wandering, my people sought refuge in northeastern Storm, some 170 years ago. But in exchange for our safety, the Gregorian Church demanded we renounce our faith and branded us heretics when we could not.
To be exterminated, as a lesson to others.
And so was it chronicled in the Imperial histories, for anything less would have made the Church seem weak. Yet a handful survived. The few who did fled north and west, and in doing so discovered two things that would forever shape our fates. The first was an old legend, revealing how to make your very own Mother Crystal.
I've heard that one before.
Yes, yet it gave them new hope, however false. Our ancestors convinced themselves that they could recreate the divine if they could only find a strong enough heart. A living being capable of channeling torrents of ether. And the heavens provided.
A dominant. Well, yes.
They'd stumbled across a nostrum in an ancient ruin, which they believed could provoke a sudden outpouring of a creature's ether. They meant to enrage his icon. Leviathan would have destroyed everything, had our people not made their second important discovery. A means to stop time itself.
Where did they find that? The Northerners had no such magics, or they would have used them.
When our ancestors first arrived, the land was uninhabited, save for an old witch who lived on the highest peak.
Was her name Matoya?
Her body had been consumed by the curse, a cruel payment for her long years of service to the Northern Thanes. So desperate were they to prevent the fall of Drake's Eye, they'd forced her to devise a spell to stop time.
But Drake's Eye did fall.
It did. When she finally perfected the necessary magics, it was already too late.
Her name was either Matoya or Minwu.
As punishment for her failure, the Thanes exiled her to this forsaken place to live out the few days she had left. Knowing her suffering, our ancestors cared for her as best they could, and in return, she gifted them her spell. That even though she should die, her legacy might live on. So armed with both the knowledge of the ancients and the secrets of time, our ancestors settled upon an ambitious plan. They would create a new Mother Crystal and enchant it that it might endure for all eternity. Thus would our people's wandering, our suffering, finally end, and prosperity visit us once more.
And Wonder Leviathan was mad.
Was the sacrifice of a single child. A small price to pay, or so they believed.
Another victim of man's blind reliance on the Mother Crystals. So we know the seal source. How do we break it and restore the flow of time?
Do you recall the Dome of Light on top of the cliffs to the west? Inside lie the ruins of an old temple. It was there that the witch built the Vare, a conduit of sorts that channels her remaining ether into the Surge. But it's been a long time since anyone set foot in the place. And now, there are others who claim it as their own.
Then we shall go prepared for a fight. That said, it may be best if one of us stays behind.
You think the village could be in danger?
We saw the ether flow from Wallius in all directions, but only encountered a single familiar. There will be more. And should even one make its way here, I doubt the walls could hold it back for long.
Then I shall stay. The Phoenix will see your people safe, Tributary.
You have my thanks.
Very well. We should depart at once. I fear time may no longer be a luxury we can afford.
I get it.
The Vare is not easy to find. We must first head north, and then west, deeper into the forest.
Cool. Alright, we have 3 plus marks. And 2 just plain question marks. Okay. Let's get the plus marks out of the way.
Just try to breathe. That's it.
Is everything all right?
Ah, you're the outsider. I'm Fannet, healer by trade. And this is Talor, one of my patients. He took ill not long after you arrived.
Nothing too serious, I hope.
I hope so too,
But?
This affliction, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. He complains of feeling chilled to the bone, but there's no fever to go with it. And my most powerful antalgic hasn't done a thing to ease the pain in his chest. I'm starting to wonder if his condition might require a different kind of treatment altogether. Shula said that you were here to help us. You couldn't help me, could you?
Sure.
I'd be happy to. If I can.
You can, don't worry. All I need you to do is speak to Talor's son, Pavat, over at the forge, and ask if he knows what his father was up to before he came down sick. Something must have caused this, and I want to find out what. The trouble is, Talor's too weak to speak, and I can't leave his side for long. So while you talk to Pavat, I'll pay his wife word a quick visit, just in case she knows anything.
All right.
Hi.
Do you need something?
What's up with your dad?
Though not from the forge. Fannet asked me to speak with you. She's looking into the cause of your father's illness and wondered if you could shed any light on the matter.
I see. Sorry. She shouldn't have dragged you into this.
It's no trouble, really. Tell me, did your father do anything out of the ordinary before he fell ill?
Not that I know of. But then I hardly see him. He's always out and about, like. Well, at least he was. Suppose he might have been a bit more fidgety than usual, but apart from that...
When you say out and about, where does he usually go?
Just round the village. Wanders over to Blazier's place most days. He's a fisher who lives on the other side of the fount. They're old friends. Maybe he knows something I don't.
Maybe. I'll go and speak with him.
Greetings, stranger. What can I do for you?
Your name is Blazier, is it not? Pavat tells me you're a friend of his father's, and that the two of you may have spent some time together prior to his illness.
His illness? Talor's never been ill a day in his life. I don't know why he'd start now.
Oh, Fanny doesn't know either. It was she who asked me to look into his recent behavior on the off chance it might explain how his condition arose.
Oh, I suppose there was something that struck me as a bit odd. He kept asking about the woods. Did you see anything strange on your way back from the shore? Are you certain? Do you swear? That kind of thing. I didn't, of course. But he wouldn't let it go. It was like he was expecting something to happen. It was just a matter of when. Not that I know what, but he never told me anyway.
Well, that certainly does sound unusual. And it might just be what Fanet is looking for. Thank you.
I don't mention it. What? And when you say
Bed's
to
voice.
wish him the best from me, yeah?
I don't know why, but I'm laughing at, chuckling at this man's
See what the
voice.
healer makes of this.
I spoke with Werder, but she couldn't tell me anything. Did you have any better luck?
Nothing conclusive. But there was one thing. Lazir, the fisherman, told me that Talor had taken a sudden interest in the forests of late. He kept asking him if he'd seen anything unusual there on his way back from the coast, but never let on what exactly he was expecting him to have seen.
The forest between here and the coast. Surely not. But then... I can't say for sure. But I think
But so it was like, did he get knifed by a Tonberry?
You may have encountered them during your time here. The small, scaly beastmen.
And you think they may have caused Talor's illness?
The Rancor.
I do. At least in a way. And if I'm right, it's no wonder the treatments I've been trying didn't work. Oh, no, it's a lot to ask, but would you go down into Father's Fell for me? There's an altar there, and if my fears are true, an offering upon it.
What is going on here?
Please explain.
I'll explain everything when you return, but time flows fast. I beg you, make haste for Father's Fell and take the offering from the altar. Talor's life may depend on it.
Alright, I guess.
Very well.
Don't die, buddy!
Oh, I never should have let him go alone.
Hail, stranger.
Hi.
Before, we turned east at the shipwrecks to reach the coast. Now we must head in the opposite direction.
Left it is then. If there's one thing I know about beastmen, is that they love to hide in the dark.
Sup, buddies?
What are they up to? Some sort of ritual. Sorry to disturb you.
Holy moly! That's tsunami chat. That is, that's an AoE, alright. Works really well with crossbow, like I was expecting.
Let's see what's on this altar then. A silver chain. I doubt the Tombries made it. This must be what Fennec was talking about.
Oh, Caravan, I've started my Sapphire playthrough to get Kyogre over to Pokemon Home today. And I have to say, God, Surskit was awful. It's bad. First of all, 1% chance to find. Second of all, gets barely any attack moves aside from Bubble and Quick Attack. But yeah, all it gets is Bubble, Quick Attack, and Bubble Beam for attacks. And Bubble Beam is level 25 and evolves at level 22. And once it evolves, it only gets Gust and Silver Wind. But I'm using it. It was really helpful against the fight against Brawly. I'm not gonna lie. Like, seriously, Surskit saved my butt on him. Hi.
You're back. Well, did you find anything?
I did. This silver chain.
I knew it.
Well, I'm still none the wiser.
Please explain.
Forgive me. This chain. It's a Gregorian Maternoster.
What?
Worn by men of the faith. What's it doing here? And why would the Tombries be praying to it?
To understand that, you need to understand what the Tombries are.
It's like FF14 where they used to be people.
On hatred and suffering. And some say that if you render them an offering, some token of grievance against your fellow man, they will put a curse upon him.
So you think someone's put a Tombry curse on Talor?
I can't say for sure. Truth be told, I always assumed it was an old wives' tale. But given his fear of the forest and the presence of the chain on the altar, I don't know what else to think.
Does Talor have any enemies in the village? Anyone who would nurse such a grudge?
No, I believe the one who left the chain at the altar was Talor himself.
I am remembering the Nighting quest in Witcher 3.
Tale, you see. It's said that if you attempt to curse a soul that has returned to the sea already, your ire has nowhere to go but back to its source.
Oh.
You're saying he cursed himself?
In trying to curse another, aye.
When my father was younger, he was one of the few permitted to venture beyond the wall on trading expeditions. He told us that when he journeyed to Sanbreque, he'd wear that chain to disguise his true beliefs, lest Greagor's faithful turn their cudgels on him.
Did they ever catch him in his deception? Might that explain the ill will he bears someone?
Not that he ever told me.
Come now. Let's not waste time speculating about Talor's past. We need to focus on the present, and that means finding a way to break the curse.
All right. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know.
Thank you. I shall.
Aye, and thanks for going to all this trouble. Here, it's not much, but I want you to have this. We call it an Adder Stone. It's a gatherer's charm. Reacts to certain rare minerals we use in crafting. Makes them ring out like a bell. Stuff you'd have no chance of spotting otherwise. If you find anything, see that you bring it back to me. I can make you some decent gear with it. If you're interested, like.
I am, thank you. And I'll be sure to pay you a visit. Until then, I wish your father a swift recovery.
Huh. Adderstone. By harnessing an aquamarine's peculiar ability to audibly resonate with other aquamarines, charms carved from the self-same musician's gemstone called Adderstones by the people of the north can be used to locate other nearby sources. Serpent rings. We obtained a design draft Serpent Ring. Accessories that, when equipped, enhances Leviathan's iconic abilities. Create these items, speak with Blackthorn in the Hideaway or Pravat in the Haven's Foundry and select Craft. Please note that crafting will require several materials found only in Mysidia, such as aquamarine. We obtained an Adderstone, a card from... Huh. Okay.
Yes?
Alright, so it doesn't look like it's going to be... It looks like it's just going to be stuff
Well,
that I
next
don't
time, then.
use regardless. So... Yeah. Not going to be finding aquamarines.
Bastard things.
Alright, let's see what the,
Oh, I never should have let him go alone.
this person wants.
Hail, stranger.
Manda.
Are you a rider by any chance?
Yes.
I am.
This is going to let me use my chocobo here.
Oh, I can smell it on you. The scent of the stables. And not just any stables. Something tells me you've never been one to ride half-starved birds with chine-gall and wet beak. If I had a guess, I'd say your bird eats only the finest greens and has her feathers groomed twice a day with a curl hairbrush.
Yes.
Nothing but the best for my Ambrosia.
Ambrosia, eh? Pretty name. What's she like?
Well, she's tall and strong. And her feathers are as white as snow.
You're joking. You've got a white chocobo.
I have, yes. I suppose they are rather rare.
This I've got to see. Can you bring her here?
I would if I could, but I doubt Shula's skiff could hold her.
Me dad's got a boat. And he's ferried chocobos before. You could get him to bring her. It'd be perfect timing and all. He's preparing for a trip beyond the wall as we speak. I'm sure he'd help you if you asked.
He would. Well, I don't suppose it would hurt.
I'm just remembering
All right then.
Geralt in Witcher 3 in the islands of Skellige
Tell him Manda sent you.
whistling, and Roach, who we last left in like freaking no man's land of Velen, just automatically appears in Skellige for no reason, and when we talk to her, she's just a horse has their ways. It's just like, alright, I guess. God, I love that game.
You one of the outsiders, then?
I am.
Yes.
Shula invited me. Are you Manda's father?
I am. Got you running errands for her already, has she?
She's asked to see my chocobo, but I'd need your help and your boat to bring her here.
Or you could just say no. Honestly, that girl and her birds, she'll be growing feathers soon enough.
Well, truth be told, I didn't take the idea seriously at first. But thinking about it, it would make it easier to get around if I had Ambrosia here. Can you help?
Well, if you're sure that's what you want. The tributary says we're to treat you lot as we would each other. So, if you need me to ferry your bird over, then that's what I'll do. Still, they don't take the water easily. I'll need you to bring us a mimic gourd or two to keep her calm on the journey over.
And, where would I find one of those?
Oh, don't ask me. It's been years since I last brought a chocobo across the bay. And
Oh,
I'm told the
fair enough.
world's changed a fair bit since then. Where do you usually get your stable supplies from?
It's a
Well,
good
the
question.
man who made Ambrosia's tack lived in Martha's Rest, and if I remember correctly, he traded in chocobo feed too. So I suppose I'll go and ask him.
I'll be sailing over to Northreach soon to pick up some supplies. While I do that, you collect your bird and your gourd, and then meet me by the shore. Just don't take too long, all right?
Rowan. Man, we've been all over this place. Whee. How you guys liking the Rising Tide DLC so far, chat? Fallen. Echoes of the Fallen was short. Didn't really do much for story. Great boss fight. And you know what? After playing through all of Valhalla's DLCs, God, I'm so glad it was short. Was it worth the price? Probably not.
I remember you.
Definitely get the bundle.
You're the one who saved Whiteheart. How's the old girl doing?
She's very well. Thank you.
Oh, don't thank me. You're the one who saved her. Anyway, what brings you to the rest today?
I was hoping to purchase a Mimid gourd. And I thought you might be able to tell me where I could find one.
Oh, reckon I could do better than that. Just so happens, I've got a whole carload of the blasted things. Not a buyer in sight.
Really?
Aye, you'd be doing me a favor taking a few off my hands before they turn to mush. But just be on the lookout for wild birds, eh? Don't want them chasing after you like they did me.
I will. And thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Any friend of Whiteheart is a friend of mine. And in times like these, friends have got to stick together.
We certainly do. Northreach, then. Wouldn't want to keep Anders' father waiting.
And how might I help the garrison today?
Wow. Hi.
Ah, there you are.
This is my chocobo.
And this must be Ambrosia, was it? Oh, she's a real beauty, isn't she?
I have the mimic or two. Here.
Just realized Clive's the second Final Fantasy protagonist whose chocobo is naturally white.
We'll set sail.
We're going to take a little trip across the bay now, Ambrosia. Don't worry. You'll be all right.
The other one being Lightning. Except hers was the reincarnation of Odin. Clive's is just a chocobo.
Well, we made it.
You didn't all? She is as white as snow. You're beautiful, aren't you, girl?
Brave, too. She was calm as you like on the journey over. The mimic gourd will have played its part, of course, but passing through the walls is enough to spook most birds even then. Not this one.
She's
though.
a hardened warrior.
Ambrosia's been through a lot. I doubt there's much that could unnerve her now.
Not with a beloved master by her side.
Yeah, she took a rock for me.
It's you who looks after me, isn't it, girl?
Anyway, thanks for bringing her here. I hope I can breed a bird like her someday.
And if you and Ambrosia need ferrying back to Northreach, you only need say the word.
Thank you. But I think we might explore Mysidia together. What do you say, Ambrosia?
Quest completed. Bird of Passage. Trust me, the crafting material is not the key part. The key part is that we can summon Ambrosia now. Alright.
Oh, I never should have let him go alone.
What do you got, sir?
Take me, what am I gonna do?
Katav?
You've got to help me. Shula said you were a force to be reckoned with. Are you?
Yes.
Why do you ask?
Hey? Oh, sorry. I should explain. My name's Katav. I'm worried about a friend of mine. He went into the forest and he hasn't come back. Would you help me find him?
Rules of honor.
I can try. Tell me what I need to know.
Of course.
Yeah.
You know about the glamour our ancestors cast to keep this place hidden, right?
Yes.
Shula told us about it, yes.
Right. So you know the cairns we use to maintain the spell? Well, it's me and my friend's job to maintain them. If it weren't for the likes of us, it would have faded years ago.
So your friend went into the forest to visit one of these cairns?
Aye, that's right. He said he was going down to Father's Fell. There are two cairns out that way, one by the banks of the Swift Run, and another near the Winged Wains, the ships in the forest.
All right. How will I know this friend of yours?
His name's Nassef. He's about my height, but clean-shaven. If you could track him down...
He uses the same NPC model minus the beard.
I'll search the village, just in case anyone's seen him, and meet you back here.
Very well.
Clive looks at him and like, there he goes!
Another by the river. Better get moving.
Down, down by the river. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh well. Get soaked, nerds. Jesus. Well, that's not
This is the
bad.
mineral Pavat was talking about. The one that rings out like a bell.
Get wet, nerds.
Well, here's the cairn.
Why? I don't know why I said that.
But no sign of Nasef. To the riverbank, then. Who have we here? I'm looking for a man named Nasef.
Aye, I know him. Takes care of the cans. Wait, you didn't think I was him, did you? Sorry, mate, I'm just out to gym myself a few ibexes.
You have a beard. You are not him.
What do you want with the lad, anyway?
His friend, Katav, asked me to look for him. Apparently he ventured out to work on one of these cairns and didn't return.
Well, that is a worry.
You're a hunter, yes? You must know the woods as well as anyone. Can you think where he might have gone?
There's a bridge further down the path. Blasted thing got washed away a few moons back. Our carpenter only recently had time to rebuild it. But if I remember rightly, there is another cairn on the far side. Maybe he decided to visit that one while he was here.
Maybe. It's worth a look, certainly. Thank you.
Don't mention it. I'll keep an eye out too. Perhaps he just got delayed or something.
Let's hope so. This must be the bridge the hunter was talking about.
Are big giant spiders chill? You would be correct.
Stay away, damn you!
Oh boy.
Hold on.
Slimes are tough in this game. Good lord. Hey, he's clean shaven. Must be him.
I'm the tributary's guest. And you must be Nasef.
I am? But how do you know that?
You have no beard.
Your friend Katav asked me to look for you when you didn't return.
I'm sorry. I was so focused on attuning the cairn, I didn't see those creatures come until it was too late.
How exactly do they work?
Oh, there are crystals inside. They're what keeps the glamour going. Should the ether cease to flow through too many of them, our shroud would quickly unravel. It's my job to make sure that doesn't happen.
And an important job it is. But you'll struggle to do it if you're dead. You need to take more care.
Yeah, no arguments there. The truth is, me and Katav usually work together, watching each other's backs like. But when we heard outsiders were coming, we split up to get the job done faster, so things would be perfect for your arrival. Stupid, I know.
So you found him then?
Not before the local fauna did. My arrival seemed to put them off their dinner.
Mustn't have been hungry after all. Expect you'll be wanting someone to escort you back to the village then, Nasef. Woods are full of nasties today.
When you're next in Haven, be sure to come and see us. You saved my life. It's only right I repay you.
If you insist. Take care now.
Well, let's try this fast travel back. Listen, while I did say that just warping back is fine,
You saw to it that I was found.
doesn't mean I won't use it.
Thank you. Nasef told me everything. If you hadn't got there when you did.
Oh, it doesn't bear thinking about.
All that matters is that you're safe. Far be it from me to tell you how to do your jobs, but don't go alone again.
Or if we have to, maybe we should think about casting the glamour on ourselves to keep the wildlife from spotting us. It'd take its toll, of course, but it'd beat letting the cairns fall and having to weave the entire spell from scratch. Imagine if we had to do that.
I'd rather not. Would only succeed in adding 2 new piles of stone to the collection.
Your bearers?
That we are, thank the tides. The others can't attune to the crystals in the cairns the same way we can. I reckon this place would be doomed without us.
So, you do this work for the good of your people? Not because...
We're forced to. No. From what I've heard of the way things work on the outside, we were truly blessed that our rain fell here in Mysidia. Our people are few enough as it is. If we started turning on each other, kin against kin, over nothing but a stupid accident of birth, our days would be numbered.
They would.
Anyway, all's well that ends well, eh? Thanks to you, both of us lived to keep this place hidden another day.
Silver pinning. Huh. We traded for Gil. Alright, got one more side quest left. We'll probably call it after that.
My lord, may I speak
Hi.
with... There is a matter with which I would beg your aid.
Oh, you're cute.
Of course, what is it?
God dang it.
Please, not so loud.
Something serious then?
Yes. I think we might... I was passing by the low gate
when I saw a figure moving among the trees up on the cloak. You or your brother, so I didn't say anything, but the more I think about it, the more certain I am that the figure looked familiar.
And you're sure it wasn't one of the other villagers?
Positive. I think it was someone from outside the wall who has found his way inside. Of course, it could just be my imagination playing tricks on me. I only caught a fleeting glimpse, and it might have been you or your brother. But if it is who I think it is, we cannot allow him to leave now that he knows we're here. Would you go and see? He won't try to hurt you, believe me. Given what lurks in the forest, the only one likely to get hurt is him.
Very well. Whether the man you saw is who you believe him to be or not, we need to know. It may yet be someone else entirely. Someone who means your people, or my people, harm.
Perhaps. Just promise me that if you do find someone up there...
Don't worry. I won't draw my sword unless I need to.
I won't kill him unless I have to.
Ymilla, this man you saw, might he be the customer you told me of?
I fear so.
The customer?
I'll explain later. Come on.
I'm pretty sure I said this before, chat, but I like how FF16 handled side quests via...
If we pick too many of the flowers, there won't be enough.
of expanding the lore of the world. Letting you get to know the people. Forming attachments, you might say. Oh, right. I have not pet Torgal. Apparently they decreased the recharge time. Oh, wow, they really did. They decreased the recharge time for petting Torgal, so you can pet him even more now.
A bottle. Breath of the Arbor. Perfume from Sanbrag.
Oh.
Looks expensive, too.
Who's there?
There he is! Get him! Can you pet Fenrir? I don't know, that's the thing that happens in battle. You can't even pet Torgal in battle. To be fair, he is the spirit of Fenrir. So petting Torgal means we are petting the spirit of Fenrir. So, I guess yes.
Don't eat me! I'll give you gut rot, I swear!
Fire! Surf's up, bro. God, the AoE output on Leviathan is insane. Not to mention, his damage is pretty great. Hi.
You all right?
I'm more than all right. I'm
Please
saved. Don't. Oh, I could kiss you.
Just see Jill draw her sword.
Hervé, I knew it was you. What are you doing here?
I came to see you. Oh, my little canary. It's been so long.
I heard there's a play about that.
Thank you for saving him and sparing him.
Who is he?
Hervé, one of many clients from my employment beyond the wall.
one of many clients. We spoke every night of our plans together, whispered songs of love into each other's ears. And then you upped and vanished without so much as a word.
Yeah, I went home.
I left you a note, didn't I? I told you I was sorry, but that we could never be together. That I could never abandon my family. And I told you not to look for me. How did you even find this place, anyway?
The flame of your love was as a beacon in the night that guided me to you.
Hervé.
I was walking by the coast near Northreach when I saw a lady who looked like you. Eyes like the ocean. Hair like the driven snow. The next moment, she and her companions were jumping in a skiff and sailing out towards the wave. So I, borrowed the nearest boat and started rowing.
It must have been Shula bringing us here. So what? You rowed, found a nose how many leagues across the bay, simply because you saw a woman with white hair.
And as I did, the skies changed from a dull and hopeless grey to a bright and benevolent blue. That was when I knew for certain that my little canary was close.
Oh, why did you come? You should have forgotten me, as I tried to forget you. And accept my family's judgment.
What about your family? What family?
Your family? Oh,
What family? I have no family. They're dead to me. What? No, seriously, they died last year. Oh.
Please, come and see me later. You did as I asked, and you must be rewarded for it. But first, follow me, Hervé.
You know, I don't...
To the end of the world.
I don't blame Hervé one bit. She's really cute. You go, man. Hooray for idiocy.
You should never have found this place. How could I be so careless?
Don't blame yourself. I doubt anything could have kept that man away.
Yeah, don't blame yourself there, Shula. Hi. Oh, he has met the parents and is getting
There's
roasted.
nothing to forgive. You two met at the Vale, I take it.
When I worked there, yes. To earn the coin that my people need to survive. Though Mysidia is our sanctuary, there are certain necessities that it cannot provide. And for that reason, some of us seek employment beyond the wall. Yet few are the opportunities for followers of a strange faith in a strange land.
I don't know much about your faith
best
yet.
you could.
I did. And I have never regretted it for a moment. I found a second family in the Vale. And in the Dame, a second mother. I also found Hervé. But our love could never be. I knew that if I revealed my secret to him, I would be putting my people in danger. But that if I did not, I would be living a lie, unable to return home.
What will happen to him now?
Since our people settled in Mysidia, uninvited visitors have been few and far between, but not unknown. Explorers, survivors of shipwrecks, none lasted long.
I mean, this man seems to have it bad for you, girl.
That was before my time, you understand? I've never had to make a
Well,
decision like this.
time to start, Shula.
Ymila, know that I do not blame you for any of this. It was me who decided to make the trip to shore. Me who exposed our secret. This was my mistake, and I shall bear the responsibility.
Nice to know that it was
Thank
her
you,
who messed up.
tributary. I only hope... I only beg you to remember that Hervé means us no ill will. He's just a fool. A fool who loves me.
I will take that into consideration. But yours is not the only voice I must listen to. The whole family must be consulted, and it may take time for me to arrive at my decision. I hope you understand.
Of course, Tributary. However long it takes.
Ooh, I wonder if this means we're gonna follow up.
Come what may, I thank you, my lord.
Just cuts to her mom and dad. I like him. Can we keep him? He's like a puppy. A lovesick puppy. Oh no. Jill. Oh yes, I've had one of those too. What? Ageless millet. Though called millet, only a fool would endeavor to consume this ivory sand used primarily for papa, and that's all I'm going to say. Blood of serrated puppy. God dang it. Also, I am sorry that I devolved into a weird language and then proceeded to stop reading it and just exit out of that. That is me. And you know what? I think that signals the time for me to end the stream. I know it's like 15 minutes, but I have devolved into weirdness. Oh, Shula got a thing. But thank you all for coming. I greatly appreciate it. We finished the first DLC. We started the second DLC. Really, I liked the first DLC. It was very short. It was very simple. But man, that boss fight was just chef's kiss. This one, definitely a lot more story, which I appreciated. New zone, not bad. Find aquamarines. Oh, goody. But it's for stuff that I typically don't normally use anyways. Like, I have not used a single one of the cooldown items or accessories. Mainly because I tend to take a lot of hits. So I usually go for defense and HP. So the more health I have, the better. But Leviathan is very interesting. I don't hate it, but it is a little awkward for me to use, but I think I'll get used to it. Tsunami is dangerous, like Jesus. I like the iconic ability sets, though. Really glad that was added. Yeah, so... Oh my god, look how big this area is. Oh, it's so nice. Sorry, I'm still recovering from the Valhalla DLCs. Oh... God, that took a long time. Anyways, so stream schedule. Tomorrow, Strixhaven. Sunday, Phandelver. Wednesday, BG3 as Zihu. Thursday, Cyberpunk 2077, and then BG3 as Calista. Friday is supposed to be BDSP with the Steel Ball team. But that depends if I'm getting my house work done that day, which hopefully it will be. God, I hope so. If not, oh, I might cry. May 31st is fast approaching, which I need to talk to my friends about something, because I feel that they help on something. That won't be until next Saturday. Speaking of next Saturday, there's no stream next Saturday. Older sibling is working second shift, so is unable to play D&D, which works out because I have a live game that day. So thank you for following my Twitch VODs on YouTube at Ebia7, capital Ebia number 7. I might break this into 2 separate streams. and for the Twitch, like not like part 17 part A and part 17 part B, but just part 17 and then part 18 as references. You can follow me on Twitter at Epic Gaming. Good night, everybody. I'm tired. I'm going to bed, and I devolved into a language I have no freaking idea. Blah 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 blah. Oh God, I went to this.